So, in terms of our program for the day, first of all is that this meeting is specifically to focus on the constitutional review process in line with the registration, which registration has to be submitted to the National Council of Courts by Friday this week, that is Friday 20th June. So whatever we are going to do in today's meeting, we are going to focus on getting the Constitution approved. Anything additional on the registration process in regard to what we call endorsement of the executive that is currently in PAU as we speak, and that is what we shall cover for this meeting. So like I guided earlier, when we were starting, before we had started, when we had some members present, just in case you have any other agenda item that you were planning to discuss in this meeting, please save it for the next meeting, because you will not be granted to discuss it in this meeting today, unless you are talking of those two issues: constitutional review and endorsement of the executive. Now, in terms of the program, the proposed program is as follows. We shall start with a prayer. Then there will be some opening remarks from myself. Then we shall have some remarks from the Constitutional Review Committee representative, that is Pau Constitution. We shall have some remarks from the PAU lawyer, that is Timothy. We shall then move into the detailed review of the amended Constitution, which will be presented by Timothy. And we shall lastly have the endorsement of the executive. And then reconvene to conclude with our program, just in case we haven't concluded with the program by lunchtime. And then I also want to leave it at that for now and request by way of a proposal and a seconder that we adopt the agenda. If there is anything else that anyone wants to raise in terms of the agenda, you are free to raise it at this stage. And then after that, we shall move into the program like I've detailed it. I see a hand at the back. Someone needs to help with the microphone. And as you submit, you introduce yourself, and then you submit.
Good morning, members. My name is Chairman of Greater Masaka Pau Association. I'm here representing 9 districts of Greater Masaka. You have clearly said that, according to the Constitution, the regulation on holding the Egm, we are supposed to have one item agenda. That's the Constitution. I read it yesterday. But you have introduced 2 items on the agenda: endorsing the executive and amending the Constitution. So you are breaching the Constitution right now. You must still have one item agenda. So when you are saying we cannot introduce new items on the agenda, then drop one of those 2 items and we handle one.
Thank you. Let's take the comments at once. If any, there's someone that National Council of Sports, in our submission on Friday, expects that we should have an endorsement of the executive from members as part of the minutes or record that we are submitting to National Council of Sports. Now, the only opportunity that we have to do that would have been in this meeting, unless, which I'll ask Kaida to also guide, unless we agree that we focus on the Constitution, because that is the main agenda, and then the endorsement of the executive is done on email, which can be done by latest tomorrow, Thursday. We put a deadline of tomorrow, and all members present in this meeting, you will submit your endorsement on email, and that is what we shall then proceed with, so that we stick to having one item. But let me first hear from Kaita before we get any of the other reactions.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's my name, and it's a pleasure to be here with us working on this very important cause of today. Now, just to get more context, when you're submitting on Friday, we must submit. There are certain requirements that we must have. Without them, then our submission is incomplete. And just to give you more context. Just give you more context.
And then, on last time we met, we had that format where they were saying that for your submission, you must be election. But that was being given because of our only elections. So, because it is a rule, but you know how the sample works, so you kind of function. So you need a new certificate for saying that the law doesn't require us to have an election. But the law requires us to have an executive. So if it is not factor to hold election now and Friday, the middle ground was that then the executive has passed the new constitution. Then it can also say yes, we are the ones who voted this time our last election. That's what it is. We know not endorsement and not an election. About the executive, about the agenda item. What we are referring to is our draft constitution. So it's not yet in place unless we pass it now. And one of the things that it has in this last constitution is that it tells us that when we are creating new constitutions, we must give ourselves transition periods. We must give ourselves time to comply. We cannot comply with it now. We cannot defeat our efforts now because one is very it's also related to the old constitution. And you know the mission started like what happened is the old constitution is thrown away. The question is that every time we create new constitutions, we have certain transition periods because these constitutions and these laws have been placed when there is already an existing mechanism. So they are in place and say that yes, we live in a very regime and today the transition period of 1 year. That means that the old constitution, when you are not implementing the new law, they were right within 1 year. But if that 1 year, even NCS had to declare and make regulations for the new years of the period of comply. But even NCS still not the 1 year. That is why the deadline for this Friday. So we check that there are still in transition after this Friday because we have been 1 year. But the 1 year NCS not like ourselves as NCS that we even 1 year. So how the election would be? That is why all the constitution is the constitution that we are still working. The provisions of the constitution the old one that did not match the new law. Not the new process that was the one that is going to not considered, but the one that remains does not affect the new law remains in place until we are going to the new constitution. So we are still waiting for someone that all.
I want complaints.
But the one that remains does not affect the new law
Thank you. First, I'm going to request whatever we are going to do, this first meeting of the faith. Why I know what I'm going to do. That some of us, have issues of how to reach this. And that's why I'm going to request you to be as open and as transparent as possible to explain members. I got a chance to have voted the two jobs of the Constitution, and I invested my money and access this way another way. And I was guided and influenced by information. I couldn't share it with you like yesterday, because yesterday was why I'm saying this, I'm trying to avoid where it says some things. Council, is it in position in an event we don't endorse the current executive that we can elect? We know that there are different elections. You can have a committee which you can endorse, what is the discussion, and put a time frame when we shall elect. Because the problem is we need neutrality in trying to develop this constitution. And no one is trying to develop it in his interest.
Please, you have 1 minute.
Alignment with the act.
You have 1 minute, please. Thank you.
Procedure also, Chair, procedure, please. Procedure matter.
Someone pick it.
In line with what Council Kaita here has stated, clearly what has also been raised in the statement that agenda item of endorsing is national not. And I think that as full stakeholders we have got an opportunity that we have never seen before. We have picked a running title in our names. What is the contextual meaning of endorsing? Can it also mean sending another group other than the current existing? That's what it's asking. And because it is not even on the agenda, can we skip it? But if it is a requirement, like you have clearly stated, is it within our power to endorse new people such that they run and then at a later time? Because this is what I believe, that if the current existing have the mandate of the people, then there is no problem. We shall bring them back. Yes, at a later time. So that's okay, kindly guide in that particular issue.
Thank you, Albert. Members, just for clarity, we are picking your remarks. I'm going to pick a maximum of 3 more. Because
Chairman, please.
Thank you. Continue.
Let me also guide you on your own words.
Continue.
Let me guide you on your own words. 50% is his own, what he has said, the requirements. The same requirement says we must elect an executive with the 50% representatives of these districts, not endorse. I beg to submit.
Thank you. Thank you, guide. I'm taking two more. There is one at the back. Hey, what's my sugar? You changed position. I was not going to allow you some please. But it's okay.
Mr. Chairman, for my case, I need special attention because I'm here representing 9 districts.
Everyone is equal.
9 of them.
Everyone here is
So when you
equal.
say that you shouldn't give me another opportunity, you are not right. I want to get clarification from Council Kaida. Are we adopting a new constitution or we are amending the old constitution? If we are amending the old constitution, that's what I knew. We should also amend the agenda and include that we are amending the old constitution, not adopting a new constitution. Thank you.
Kaija will guide on that. One more. I'm taking one more. Stephen.
Hello, members. I'm Stephen Sentongo from my Advanced Talent Agency. I think there's an English word that's giving us conditions. The word endorse means accept, approve by the English dictionary. But it also has an opposite. The opposite of endorse is disapprove or disappoint. So endorsement is not a one-way street. There has to be, if you don't endorse, then what is it? So I think it's just about the definition, the English one. If you're not endorsing, that means there's something else we're going to do. And,
Thank you.
and let me finish. Members know that we're not going to hold elections today. That shouldn't be people's worry. But there are requirements by NCS. We need to give them a team of people that are leaders, temporarily people that hate. So people shouldn't worry. Elections cannot be held today. But we need to have a group of people that are leaders, temporarily, the National Council of Sports. So that's what I think. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I've closed with taking comments.
There's no way
Thanks.
there's no way you can continue out of law and don't have a chance to participate. There's no way. And you should also remember that the Constitution Review, that is impossible.
You're on the program, so you'll be able to submit later.
Members.
Submit.
Members, good morning. For us Muslims, when we are praying and someone is leaving us, and you make a mistake, we don't wait for tomorrow. We correct you there and then. I want to bring it to your attention, ladies and gentlemen, here, that the old constitution, Bob and others are referring to, was validated by the National Council of Sports. That's why they are calling for the registration with the new constitution. So therefore, and actually it's one of the causes why they are saying that you should endorse the current executive or any other body to represent you in registering the new constitution. So when you are doing what you are doing, let me tell you one thing in law, that when a matter is validated by laws, other factors that have been moving are taken over by events. Therefore, the executive that you're having and the constitution we are having was validated by National Council of Sports. That's why they are calling for the new registration now. So when I'm making the constitution, don't even think of saying that we may be breaching any articles of the old constitution that was validated. So therefore, let us sit, look through the 2 books that we are having, all the documents that we are going to go through today, and decide whether you are continuing with the current executive to carry on, or you are sending in some other people to carry on from that. So I want to confirm this to you that the current constitution that we have been using is
give some guidance before Kaida comes in. Chris, you're back. You're the last person submitting. Give it to Chris.
There is where I was heading before you interfered with my conversation. Now, we are here as pool lovers. We don't even have a chairman, as far as the law is concerned right now. And I'm going to request we agree as us, because now it is not about me, it is not about Kaiya, it is not about bias. It is about us. I'm going to request we agree. Who leads us in this review? Are we electing a new chairperson for this? Before we start, because I don't want us to reach there and then begin fighting, let's choose someone reasonable, someone who won't dictate, who won't accuse us, who is not angry, to lead us. You know me, I have different versions of me. I can come the angry me, I can come the calm me. But today, we need to be calm. Because this is an important, very, very important. It is very important to the point that you are aware that I even was willing to sponsor its registration because it had not happened. We were late and no one was giving us explanations. Someone was telling us we are going to sit on Thursday and register on Friday. So we pushed for this. I'm requesting we be calm. Let's choose who guides us. Because this needs sober minds. Listen, Bob. The way of dictating is not going to happen today.
Yes.
Let's be calm. Let's choose. I think there was a Constitution Review Committee. I don't know if it is still there. So I was requesting the Constitution Review Committee and its chairperson takes over from here and explains to us. Because the chairman, the former chairman, and the Constitution, because now the only people whom we can say are legitimately to this are the Constitution Review Committee. They should tell us why they removed this, added this. They should choose someone to guide us through this. So the issue of Bob standing there trying to be the chairman of the Constitution Review is not good. If he argues about it, let's vote over it.
Chris, thank you.
Have you heard? So we are not going to go. This is not business as usual.
Thank you.
We need to be registered by Friday.
Thank you,
To
Chris.
avoid not being poor. So for poor, let's be poor today.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Now, before Timothy comes in, I want to give some guidance. Even if I go by, because all of you are members and you have rights. So let me go by Chris's submission that I'm the chairman for the next few minutes until I'm confirmed or not confirmed. So as the current chairman, I want to guide. First of all, this assembly, the way it works, is based on a majority vote. Whatever you hear anyone submitting, he has a right to submit. But the ultimate position we go with is a majority what? Vote. What the majority decide is what we do. That is the first guidance I want to give. And that is what we are going to what? To follow. So if the majority on any contentious issue, because right now what we are doing, because some people might wonder, so which part of the agenda are we on? We are opening the meeting. That is the agenda item we are on. So in opening the meeting, if there is any matter of contention, it will be the majority to decide, and the minority must respect the majority position. And anyone who does not respect the majority position will move out of this meeting. That will be the procedure. You leave the meeting for those who are ready to do what? To follow what the majority have what? Have decided. The second thing, and Kaija will guide on this, about endorsement, because like I told you, Kaija guided us that we need to do the endorsement before we submit on Friday. And he has repeated it today when he was submitting. Now, in my view, as your current chairperson, And I will want to take a vote on this, but even the vote might not apply because it's a matter of being illegal or not legal, as per the Constitution. Or if you take bias's submission that the Constitution does not exist, Dokaija told you that it exists. So you are free to listen to either bias, who told you it doesn't exist, or Kaija, who told you it exists.
Or report also of that.
Yes, or you vote, if you want to vote what position you want to take. But whichever it is, the guidance I wanted to give is that what I see as the solution is, after this meeting, we are going to first of all remove endorsement of the executive from the agenda, because we can only have one agenda item. And the major agenda that brought us here is constitutional review. And even when we sent you a letter, which was sent to you by Wasike, that is the item we put in the letter. And we sent you a document through Wasike still of the constitutional, the amended constitution. It was sent to you by Wasike.